Okay, welcome to the Mpgymbox podcast today. We have a boxer of train and one of the biggest boxing fans I know, Jason Patterson, on the podcast today. How you doing, mate? You okay?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing good, thank you. So just a little bit of an explanation of what we're doing here is every week we're going to be doing different episodes about just a boxing chat, just a general boxing chat. Whether we break into a debate or not, that's questionable because we've different opinions on certain things. But it's just, about different topics of boxing, from the current scene of boxing to old school boxing to historic fights to top tens. So we'll just get started. So how you doing, mate? You okay?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Staying corona free in this time.
Yeah.
Trying my best.
And it's best you're from Virginia in America, aren't you, mate? If you want to let everybody know you're from Virginia.
Yeah, I'm from Woodbridge, Virginia, and I moved to the UK about 7 years ago now.
Yeah. Also a very slick boxer, I must add. But what we're going to talk about today is the top 10 pound for pound list.
Got you.
You're going to have your opinions, and obviously you're going to bring a different edge because you've got the you know a lot more about the American side of boxing to what I'll probably know more the British scene. So it's interesting that way. So you always say, you'll mention fights to me what are taking place at 4 o'clock in the morning on a card, and I'm like, what? I'll watch it. Yeah. So current pound for pound, the current pound for pound king at the minute, as I've got the Ring magazine ranking up here, is Canelo Alvarez. Number 2 is Lomachenko, and number 3 is Inoue. I'll tell you what, we'll do the top 5. So we've got number 1 is Lomachenko. Number 1 is Canelo. Number 2 is Lomachenko. Number 3 is Inoue. Number 4 is Terence Crawford, and number 5 is Usyk. What do you think about that 5?
I mean, I know top 5 is opinionated, but I definitely disagree with it. You said Canelo was number 1, Crawford was number 2.
No.
I agree with them being in the top 5.
No, Lomachenko's number 2.
Oh, Lomachenko's number 2. Crawford is 3.
4. Inoue's number 3.
Inoue's 3.
Yeah.
I don't agree with Inoue being in the top 5. I don't agree with Usyk being top 5. And I know people are big on Usyk, and I get it.
Yeah.
But Inoue should definitely not be top 5. And I could change the order. I will have Crawford number 1.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, everybody's got their own opinions. I know this could, everyone's going, what do they know? It's everybody's opinion. Everyone's going to.
It's opinion. I'm not saying I'm right. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's sport. Everyone's got an opinion. That's what makes sport good. If one person was right and that was it, well, what's the point in watching it then? What's the point in taking part in it? So, Canelo's number 1. Me personally, again, I agree with you. I would have Terence Crawford number 4. And don't get me wrong, Canelo has got a brilliant resume. If you, especially the last, especially Floyd onwards, onwards. I mean, Trout, Lara, controversial fights. You can agree. Cotto.
I had Lara winning, but hey.
Kovalev's, John Ryder. Daniel Jake. To be honest with you, the one win I was really impressed with was the Jacobs win. Because the Golovkin fights, I mean, I had Golovkin winning the first one. I thought he definitely won the first one. Second one, very close.
You see, I had Canelo winning both.
See, now I
had Canelo winning both. The first one was close, and I thought he clearly won the second. That was just me.
Yeah. So, but the Jacobs fight, he was comfortable, really. He was comfortable. He was never.
Yeah, he was.
He even had rounds off late on, and he still won the fight convincingly. So
it surprised me because I thought Jacob was going to put up more of a fight. I'm not saying Jacob did bad.
Everybody did. I mean, I think it was a case of maybe because he's gone up in weight now, and Jacobs the super middleweight. Was it the weight in the end, or was it Canelo being brilliant? But like you say, even he took rounds off in between the middle rounds, and he still won a unanimous decision. But so Canelo is going to be mixed opinions. I think he's like Marmite. People love him or they hate him. Don't wrong. I used to like him. The Clem Brutal, the Peds thing did change a little thing for me. Yes, because then they did get found guilty. You can say whatever you want. He still got found guilty of Peds.
I still hold that as an asterisk over his name.
No, but
I think that might be the reason why I can't put him number
still
one.
a talent. He's got to be the best in the world.
His skills are amazing. They're undeniable.
The biggest money maker in the world, you know. Right, and so we've got number 2.
Above Joshua?
I believe so, yeah. It's close, but I believe so, yeah. I believe so.
Okay.
It's Vegas.
Okay.
Whoever dominates Vegas, mate, bringing the money in. That's just the way it always is. Look at Floyd for years, you know? That's just the way it is.
I'm sure TV rights and all that, he makes a lot more money than Joshua.
Yeah.
But ticket-wise, does he? It's debatable. Because now the Joshua fight, I feel get televised sometimes in America too.
Yeah, I'd still say Canal. Right, so we've got number 2, Lomachenko.
Loma is not in my top 5, by the way. Definitely, nope. Not putting Loma in my top 5. Yeah, how many fights does he have? 15, 13?
Yeah, it's 15 fights, 14-1.
Nope. He's the 5 fighters that I have in my top 5. I don't think I put Loma above neither one of them.
Right then,
and
I'll tell you what.
To me, pound for pound list, it depends on the criteria. Is it about right now? Because my pound for pound criteria is your resume for your whole career. That got to be taken into equation. Then what you've done for me lately, which I agree with the list, but to me the resume counts too. And yeah, your record and your skill. Yeah. Your skill, resume, and what you've done for me lately. Loma definitely checks the skill and what you've done for me lately, but his resume ain't longer than some of the fighters that I'm thinking of.
But I think what we've got to take into account with Lomachenko is he freeweight world champion, and he's had 15 fights.
It's also opportunities in the way you get promoted.
You look at the greats like, you know, De La Hoya, Pacquiao, Mayweather, Leonard. None of them done that in 15 fights.
No, and that's why I feel like it's a different time now.
Yeah, I think Floyd was quite early. I think Floyd got a belt quite early in his career.
I think he was 19, his first belt.
So I'll tell you what, who's
your year after being a pro? Yeah,
let's see. Who's your pound for pound top 5 then?
My pound for pound, you want me to do the 5 to 1 or 1 to 5?
Just do 1 to 5. So who's your number 1?
Number 1, I got Crawford.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, I'd have Canelo.
Yep. Couldn't argue with those two.
Number 3. Sorry?
Couldn't argue with those two in that order. Carry on, sorry.
Number 3, I would have
Well, you already have this down. Pacquiao's 3.
Pacquiao's number 3. His resume is way longer than anybody in any top 10. He's probably got the longest resume currently in boxing.
Oh, God, there's no one come close. But
I cannot ignore that.
But
and he just beat Thurman.
But he's on the downward. You would say he's on the slide, but he just beat.
He's on the slide. That's why he's number 3. Because once upon a time, he would have been number 1 and second to Floyd.
Yeah,
I'm just.
Is that the dig at Pacquiao thing?
I'm just saying. I'm trying to think about who I would have number 4. Number 4. Who would I have in number 5? Canelo. Okay. I'm not now you kind of convinced me with this Loma thing. I don't know. Okay. I definitely don't have Usyk. Okay, I'm gonna say Canelo. No, Crawford, Canelo, Pacquiao. I'm gonna put Loma and now put Errol Spence.
So you've got Crawford, Canelo. Who's your 3rd?
Pacquiao.
4th.
4th, I have Loma.
5, Spence.
Yeah.
Right. This is interesting then, because I asked you a question. This is interesting.
Okay.
Spence fights Pacquiao. Yeah. Let's say it happens next. Could do both promoters, both with the same promoter, both with Al Heyman. Who wins?
Spence.
Right, but you've got Spence above Pacquiao pound for pound.
No, I have Pacquiao above Spence.
Sorry, yes, I'm sorry. That's what I meant. Yeah, you got.
Yeah. This is my if I look at right now, they haven't fought each other right now.
Mm-hmm.
If I look at right now, Spence been impressive. He's undefeated, and he was arguably the best welterweight we have in the game right now. He's number one welterweight.
Yeah.
And the way he acquired his belt was impressive going on foreign grounds.
Yeah.
People can argue about Shot Brook. In my opinion, at that time, Brook was the number one welterweight. That's not Spence's problem. He took the Triple G's fight. That's a different conversation. But Pacquiao has a longer resume than Spence.
Yeah.
Pacquiao got a fight with Thurman that Spence been arguably wanting for years, if not even before the Brook fight. Pacquiao got it. He beat Thurman.
Yeah.
Skills-wise, I would say Spence at this time in his career is a little bit better than Pacquiao. But resume-wise, and what you've done for me lately, he's on the same level as Spence is undefeated, but being Thurman at that age in your career is still impressive. Oh, and your resume is longer than Spence.
He was 10. He was 10 years older than Thurman. 10 years, exactly 10 years older. That's like. So move on the pound for pound. So you've had your top five. We could go on, but we can, we say it's going to be a weekly thing. So Golovkin's dropped down to number 7. They've got Ring Magazine. This is Ring Magazine, by the way. You've got Pacquiao number 10. You've got Spencer number 6. But what's interesting now? So you've got the one I want to say. My favourite division of all time is the welterweight division by far. I mean, everyone says the flagship of boxing. The blue ribbon division, all that is the heavyweights, and I understand that. It's because that's where the big pay-per-view fights was. That's where the money was. But I think for talent, welterweight and lightweight for me. But the welterweight division,
I'm a little guy, so I like the little guys.
Yeah, I think welterweight. So that's where the Leonards, Hearns, Pacquiao, Mayweather, De La Hoya. That's the division for me. But now I was going to ask you, what's your opinion on the welterweights of today? Well, say, it's like you have the era of I'll say it's from 2000 to 2015, to 10 to 15. The reason I say that is because, in my opinion, you had the welterweight era of Mayweather and Pacquiao. That era. You can't say it was the Floyd era, you can't say it was the Pacquiao era, because they shared it.
I agree with you.
Even though, yes, the both fought, when the fought, Floyd won, so yeah, I ain't saying he was the number one in the era. I'm not knocking that, but they both fought the same fighters. They both needed each other really.
Yeah.
And I think that era ended when they fought. That was even though Mayweather fought on and fought Burt and stuff like that, but that was just to get to the 50. Getting a bit close to Rocky Marciano's record. But that era ended. The 2000 and say. It's all right, 2000 to 2015, sort of like that 10, 15 year ended with Mayweather Pacquiao. Then you've got the welterweights now with Spence, Crawford, Porter, Furman. How do you think those welterweights in this era now, so 2020, 2015 to 2020, get on with the likes of that era as welterweight? So Miguel Cotto, Shane Mosley, Oscar De La Hoya, Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather.
I know this thing going on about, and I'm only saying that from a fan standpoint. Obviously, boxing is my passion. I ain't no pro or anything. People know about boxing way more than me. But from a fan standpoint and looking back at it, I hear a lot of, and you probably hear those chatters too, I hear a lot of people saying, oh, back in the day, everybody fought each other. This era, they just keep avoiding each other. But I can see people point, but I kind of disagree, because I look at a lot of these fighters finding each other. We had Thurman Porter, we had Thurman Garcia, we had Thurman Pacquiao. They're gonna end up finding each other, and I feel like the era of Floyd and Pacquiao, there was different tiers. a lot more in skills wise. There was a lot more differences. Like you had Floyd and Pacquiao closely following him, and I feel like everybody else, even with Mosley and all that stuff, I just felt like they were just a little bit better than their competition. Well, a lot better than the competition, not a little bit. Whereas now, I think Errol Spence is the #1 welterweight. The #1 welterweight. But the reason I had Crawford #1 pound for pound, he accomplished way more. Even though I do think Crawford is a better fighter than Spence, but I can ignore what Spence done in the division, and Crawford just came into the division. So you have Spence, Crawford, Garcia, Porter. Oh, Pacquiao, and now ignore Pacquiao is still in the mix. Garcia, Porter, and too far behind. And I'm talking about Danny Garcia. I don't know what Mikey Garcia is going to do, but he didn't look too bad against Jesse Vargas, which is a low level compared to the guys that I just spoke about. But they have a lot of dogs in this area. And I feel it's much closer competitively than just having two legends just dominate the division.
Agree and disagree with that. I agree with what you're saying. It's a very competitive era, and to be fair, they're all fighting each other, but the main two, Spence and Crawford.
Yeah, we want Spence and Crawford.
Everybody else is fighting each other. But if you look, I've got the top 10 rankings here of welterweights of 2007. It says July 2007. So that was so your #1 welterweight.
Floyd better be one.
Your #1 welterweight at the time was Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
#2 was Shane Mosley. #3 was Miguel Cotto. #4 was Paul Williams. #5 was Antonio Margarito. #6, well, Deloy was fighting at light middleweight, welterweight, say. But and then 7 was Kermit Cintron. I forgot about him. Joshua Clark was #8. #9 was Zab Judah. #10 was Carlos Vladimir.
Pacquiao hadn't moved up yet.
No, 2007. I think Pacquiao might have been. I think he'd have been lightweight to super featherweight. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But if you think so, okay, the best is Errol Spence. I think Crawford's better than him. If they both fought, I think Crawford would just have. I think Spence is very good. Not that he's very good, but I just think Crawford is good in every area.
It's weird because in boxing,
I mean, with those two are both that elite that it's just a little bit. I think he's more of a complete fighter. He can do everything.
Crawford?
Yeah, he can do everything.
I completely agree with you.
But what I'm saying is, so your welterweights now. So how would Errol Spence? Let's not say Floyd Mayweather, because obviously most people can say Floyd beats everybody, and okay, that's fair enough. He
did.
But who could argue? You can't argue. So how would
sure.
a prime? And this is interesting. I mean, everyone's go, a prime Errol Spence, which is now, against a prime Shane Mosley, who is the #2 welterweight at the time. So you got the #2 welterweight in 2007 against the #1 welterweight of 2020.
We had conversation about this before, and I know your views about Errol Spence. Mine is slightly a little different. And I think Errol Spence is a dog. Mosley was a dog too. Don't get me wrong. But Errol Spence will end up going up to middleweight, not just light middleweight, up to middleweight. I think he's too big for Shane Mosley. I think he's too big. I'm not saying he's going to stop him, but I wouldn't be surprised if Errol Spence stops him. I definitely got Errol Spence winning. He's too big for him. And I don't think that their skills are so. I don't think Shane Mosley's skill is hairs above Spence or vice versa. But the size will make a difference.
Well, Shane Mosley went to light middleweight. I ain't saying he's big as Spence, but
I know. He's not no little guy.
But I mean, a prime Shane Mosley, I'll say the Oscar De La Hoya fights. That Oscar De La Hoya and Shane Mosley is probably the best one. You're not going to see many better welterweight showdowns than them two. The first and second fight with Shane Mosley and Oscar De La Hoya. Okay, then. So Now Miguel Cotto,
Again, who, Spence?
Spence. Because
Do you consider the Miguel Cotto that fought Mayweather in his prime?
No.
No?
No. Prime Miguel Cotto was when he fought Shane Mosley, Zabjurda. But in my opinion, I mean, Miguel Cotto wasn't the same after the Margarito hand wrap beating.
Okay, yeah.
And to be fair, he was. I mean, look what he did. He went all the way up. So he won a title at light welterweight 140. Then became I think he was the number 140 fighter. Then he was the number one at 147.
Yeah.
Because what happened was, if I remember right, Floyd retired, and then he came back, fought De La Hoya at light middleweight. So Miguel Cotto went number one, and then he won a title at light middleweight. Then he won a title at middleweight. And in my opinion, look, everybody's different. I'll watch that fight now 3 or 4 times. I thought he beat Canelo. Now, don't get me wrong. If Cotto was in his prime now and he fought Canelo now, Canelo would probably stop him. I'll admit that. Canelo has got way better. I think that fight was, 2013? Something like that. Canelo's got way better since then. He's got better. But I would pick Cotto to beat, a prime Cotto to beat Errol Spence.
I can't. I can't. I respect Cotto. Miguel Cotto is definitely a future Hall of Famer. He accomplished amazing things in boxing. I think he's an amazing fighter, and he had big heart and got good skills. His skills are very underrated, but he's too small. The only small fighter that I believe will beat Spence is Terrence Crawford, and to me, he could be the next Floyd of this era. I don't have many people beating Spence. You definitely know I got Floyd in his prime beating Spence. Don't have many people beating Spence.
Oscar De La Hoya. Prime Oscar De La Hoya. Now, this is different kettle of fish because Oscar De La Hoya was a big welterweight. Finished.
That's a good one. You see me, you just made me pause. You just made me pause in my thoughts. Because at that time, they had Oscar, 9th or 10th? But I feel like he's way beyond his prime in 2007. He's way beyond his prime.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't going to say way. He ain't the same.
He was fighting.
When did he fight Pacquiao? 08, 09?
2008.
Exactly. So the next year he looked like a senior citizen. So he's definitely like, so it's a few years before that. You talking about the one that beat Pernell Whitaker. I still had Pernell, but the one that beat Pernell Whitaker. That's interesting. Because so I could see De La Hoya possibly cause Errol Spence big issues.
Especially because, a lot of people now, when they watch Oscar De La Hoya, they watch him against Mayweather, they watch him against Pacquiao because they're the 2 biggest names. But De La Hoya, round about 2002.
You got to watch him against Pernell.
2002, 2003, he was so fast and he was on his toes. De La Hoya, the older he got more flat-footed and stiff. If you watch a prime Oscar De La Hoya against Trinidad and stuff like that, on his toes, boxing, speed, fast.
Good head movement.
He was a left hook. His jab and left hook was unbelievable. So you're going to pick Crawford against all them the same, ain't you? Just purely because you think Crawford is better.
Is the next, yeah, and I think he's probably one of the best switch hitters I've ever seen. Obviously, I'm part of the young generation watching boxing, so the old heads might be like, "Oh, we had this and this back in those days." Yeah. I can only speak for the era that I've watched, and I think Terrence Crawford is one of the best switch hitters I ever seen. Oh, and he's just this. His defense is really good, even though the fighter in him like to exchange a little too much for my taste. Yeah. He likes to exchange sometimes, but I that's the only one that I got beating Spence. Crawford.
I mean, you think he can do everything? He can, like you say, he can fight southpaw just as well as he can fight orthodox, which is crazy. And he can punch with you. He can box on the back foot. Yeah, and he can fight on the inside. Not many fighters, and that. I mean, even high
And
world, but not
he
complete.
got underrated body work. He's very good at body punching too. I think he's underrated.
Even Pacquiao is not a complete fighter, as in he doesn't fight on the inside really, like body shots. You're very rare you'll see Pacquiao hook to the body as well. He can do everything, which is a problem. That's why I do think he'll beat Spence. I think he can give Spence so many different looks. If plan A doesn't work, he's got plan B, C. You know what I mean? He can change.
I guess the more complete you are, the more options you get.
He can change a fight. Like, okay, rounds 1 or 2 ain't working. Well, we're going to switch to this. We're going to southpaw with him. We can go on the inside of him. We can box him. We can counter punch. He can do everything. So now then,
what is your top 5 pound for pound?
What's my top 5?
Because people might criticize me because I say Errol Spence is the number 1 welterweight, but I got Crawford pound for pound. Yeah. It's because I'm judging them by what you did in the division. Well, Crawford will be the number 1 welterweight after he beats Spence. He's still pound. Yeah.
My pound for pound is number 1 is Terence Crawford. Number 2, Canelo. Number 3 is Lomachenko. Number 4, I've got Usyk. And number 5, I could make an argument there, GGG or Spence. I know Spence is the man at the minute, but really, can
I just add a caveat to your argument? Because whoever's watching this, going to wonder why we left them out. He's definitely my top 10, not my top 5. But what about Fury?
Oh, Tyson Fury's definitely in my top 10 pound for pound. He's the number 1 heavyweight in the world. But
would he be in your top 5?
No. Now this is the thing. Now you can make an argument for Fury just because. Don't get me wrong. He's beat the man 5 years ago. Took all his belts.
Yeah.
Retired for a little bit, I suppose. Then come back and beat the most dangerous man. At the time, everyone was saying he was the most dangerous man. It's only recently I was like, oh, he's overrated. But at the time, I remember, and I was one of them, when he took the first water fall, I'm like, what? Don't do that. But if he fought Joshua, beat Joshua, or even if he fights Joshua and beats Joshua, he could probably well beat my pound for pound number 1 then. Because he's the first number 1. Because he would then be the first heavyweight to have all the
undisputed heavyweight.
They called Lennox Lewis the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, but I don't think he had every belt. That's interesting.
Well, why would they call him undisputed?
Because I think, unified. So he was the man. Basically, you're the lineal when you got the Ring magazine. That's you know what? When I post this, if someone puts a question, someone could find that out for me. I'll find out after this anyway. But
yeah,
I think he might have had all the belts at different times. But did Lennox Lewis ever hold the WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO belt at the same time? I don't know if he did.
Can we explain what undisputed is to the people that don't get it? Because people throw that term a lot in boxing, and unless you're a boxing geek, like you are, and I am too, you wouldn't know what undisputed is.
The undisputed is when you hold every belt in your division. So there's 4 main belts in boxing, plus the Ring magazine. So you want to just say 5?
Oh, does Ring magazine count as undisputed? I think it's only 4 already. Ring magazine is just the honor.
Yeah. So you got your 4 belts. So you got WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO. Yep. When you hold all the belts, you're the undisputed champion of your division. Now, but what can happen is let's say you win the WBC and WBA, for instance, you're the unified champion because you've unified. You're not the
undisputed. For sure.
You've unified 2 belts, but the undisputed.
You just got unified means you got more than 1. You might have 3. Like Joshua is the unified heavyweight champion right now. Got you.
But the undisputed is when you've got all the belts. You're the ultimate champion, and that ain't. Usyk has got it at the minute. Was when Tommy got Usyk.
Well, it was because he moved up to heavyweight, which I know he got a year off since his entry in the heavyweight.
Yeah,
I would love to see his next fight because I'm still skeptic about him. Not the skills wise. Yeah, him in the heavyweight division.
Well, so you've got undisputed. I don't know who else is undisputed in the
right now in boxing.
There might be some of the lower weights, but
Well, I'm just gonna throw that out just cause it ain't man boxing, but you have Katie Taylor.
she ain't got all the belts.
She don't got all the belts right now.
She got 4.
I could be wrong then.
Boxing, we'll have to find that out. But okay, anyway. So
I'm not gonna say nothing. I thought Clarissa Shields too, but I'm not sure. I'll get back to y'all about that.
So back on track then to, to boxing. And so we've gone from like the welterweight. So you've got the welterweights. Oh, so the 2 dominant welterweights of 2020, which is like we're saying it's Spence
and Crawford.
Now, don't wrong, you say the dominant welterweights of 2010 time was Mayweather Pacquiao, even though Pacquiao really ain't a welterweight. He ain't a welterweight. He's a lightweight. He's a blown up lightweight. But that was the biggest fight of all time. How
Pacquiao Mayweather.
But yeah, there's nothing's close. I mean, you get
sure.
I'm not even going to count Mayweather McGregor. That ain't a fight. But
no, he's not a boxer. I'm not even going to mention him.
No. So,
no disrespect to the MMA.
No. But how well and how big is a Crawford Spence fight? Because it's big, but I think, in my opinion, you're going to have your own opinion. A lot of other people are going to have their own opinion. It's only big for hardcore boxing fans at the minute. It's not transcended enough. It won't transcend to the casual fans. That's a shame.
I believe you. I agree with you. I just believe that. Go ahead. Sorry.
So no. I also think it's down to promoting and promoters. I think, like you say, I think Crawford's the best talent since Floyd Mayweather. And yet, like you said, in America, he don't sell. That ain't his fault. That's down to promoting. The fighter's job is to fight. The promoter's job is to promote. Yeah, but I think, that's one thing everyone says we need to see. I do honestly think the longer we wait, the more it'll build up.
Yeah, and sometimes we wait too long. I know the argument about Mayweather Pacquiao, but we might have had a better fight in the ring potentially them in more of them in their prime.
Oh God, yeah, 100%.
But would he have grossed as much?
No, because
and that's the argument. And I'm all about the boxers getting paid.
Yeah,
I'm all about boxers getting paid. Yes, it's about the fans, but the risk that they take for getting in that ring, let them get their money. As far as Errol Spence and Crawford, if we compare it to the biggest fight of our decade, which is Mayweather Pacquiao, no, because I feel like there was a mystique. When I think of Pacquiao, I think of a legend. When I think of Floyd, I think of a legend. Errol Spence and Crawford, I just think of 2 great fighters in their prime that have accomplished a lot, but still got a lot to accomplish to even become legendary.
Yeah, I agree with that, yeah.
So them 2 fighting, it's probably it'll probably be the best matchup of the year, but it don't have that mystique of 2 legends fighting each other. Okay. Pacquiao and Mayweather did not have to fight each other to be legends. They already had that status.
Yeah.
Crawford and Spence don't got it yet.
That's the thing, and that's a shame because really, I mean, if they do sign to fight, I know that they've got different promoters, but if they do sign to fight, I could not wait for that fight. It's what you do when you're in the gym. You're having like debates about the best fights, in my opinion, are when you've got a split in opinion. They're the best fights. And that's the sad thing of it compared to in boxing now compared to MMA, and that's what props to MMA. MMA, there's a lot of 50-50s, lots of 50-50s. The best fight the best because there's only one belt in every division.
I agree.
Whereas in boxing, 9 times out of 10, when you watch a fight, you have a clear you have a clear favourite 9 times out of 10. He's supposed to win, and it's a shock if he loses. There ain't
to be honest,
50-50s.
that Fury and Wilder fight, we all know about the result, and it'll probably be different.
That was split going into it. I know a lot of people in the gym and who will speak to in the pub and stuff like that. A lot of people was picking, Wilder's going to knock him out again. In me, I change my mind constantly throughout the build up to that fight. When the first rematch said, I said, there's no way in a 12-round fight, Wilder's going to land sooner or later. And then I flipped it the last week, I think. I thought, you know what? I think Fury's going to... I even said then I think Fury's going to stop him. That wasn't me going, see, I know what I'm on about. I just thought, I had a feeling. But they're the best fights. But, you know, in boxing now, what super fights are out there now? What super fights in boxing?
Apart from Crawford, Spence.
What I don't class as... it's a great fight. Is it a super fight? A super fight...
What do you consider a super fight? Because if we're going by Mayweather Pacquiao, I don't believe there's a super fight in boxing, period. You can't compare to these two. They're two legends.
I think that's the problem. I think the only big money fight, it ain't going to gross as nowhere near as much as Mayweather Pacquiao. I don't think... I would not surprise me if we don't see that sort of money again. I think, I might be wrong, but I think Mayweather earned 200 million and Pacquiao earned 150 million. You probably ain't going to see that again. But...
I think Mayweather even got more than 200 million.
I think I might have done, but I think Pacquiao's personal 150. That's just ridiculous, you know what I mean? But I think the only super fight, even in America to a degree, because I think it will happen in America if it does happen, is Fury Joshua. That is huge.
I agree. I definitely was thinking that Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua.
Because if you, it's the poster boy of the division, Joshua.
I personally think the fight should stay in the UK.
Yeah, Wembley. Yeah, but it won't, because you know what? As much as Wembley's the big draw, the two British heavyweights, it will be where the most money's generated. Now, you could have that, the MGM Grand, where there's 16,500 fans in there, will generate more money than it will at Wembley.
Well,
the gate will generate more.
We need to do it in a stadium in the States.
Because that's...
I hate that team, by the way, but we should do it at the Cowboy Stadium.
But
it's a great stadium.
It's like Canelo. You look at, again, we're going on about, we're talking about super fights. Canelo GGG was a big fight, because like GGG was the monster of the division. Canelo, the technician, can punch as well. Both got solid chins. The Met, fair play to them both, risking it. But the only problem is now for Canelo, I don't want to see the Triple G fight, because I think Triple G's on his way down now, and I don't want to see it. I think it should be, okay, you can make an argument, it's 1-1. Because everybody knows, I mean, I know you've got your opinions, but it was Golovkin won the first one, Canelo the second. Okay, let's have a decider. But the decider, I've got a funny feeling if they did fight again, Canelo will stop GGG this time. Because I just think age...
I agree with you. But, yeah, no, I agree with you. He's getting old.
The super fights now are really...
It's hard. Even Canelo, I got a lot of matchup that Canelo could fight some good undefeated fighters, but because of the promotion, it's not a super fight.
But this is the thing. So, is he running out now of big fights? Because the Kovalev was a big fight to a degree. Because Kovalev's still a monster. Everyone says, "Oh, well, he got knocked out." Yeah,
Kovalev got a resume, and some people might argue with me, especially in Russia. They might say he's a legend, and I wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, he's definitely a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and it's like the one.
He's very
a lot of people. So where is Canelo fighting now? So we'll say the Billy Joe fight. What weight was that going to be at? Was that going to be back to middleweight? Or was it super middleweight? Wasn't it super middleweight?
Billy Joe's at 168, but Billy Joe in the wrong division. I tell it.
Yeah, I agree.
That's my opinion. He needs to go back down to 160.
You know what?
Them boys too big for him.
You know what super fight I'd love to see?
Is it a super fight as in promotion-wise or matchup-wise?
Both, in my opinion.
All right, let me hear that.
Because he's still... he ain't shot by any means. He ain't even that old. He's not... And there's no miles on the clock, as in he's never took any beatings. He's never really been in that hard fights. And he got an argument when he's active, he's the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world when he's active. I'd love to see it, super middleweight, Canelo versus Andre Ward.
Oh, come on. You can't bring my man into this.
Now listen, now
Active. He's retired and he's a legend.
No, but what I'm saying is, I was like, oh, he's too big. He's he's too big for Canelo. Look, Canelo's went up to light heavyweight. You can't say.
Tell him to go back to light heavyweight.
No, but no. I think it's only fair that if that was a fight, it was a super middle. Do it at catchweight.
But would it be fair if Andre Ward was active? Would you think that's fair? You always told me that too, Coach. It's bad for you can go up, but then it's bad to go back down.
Nah, when I meant that, what I meant by that is if you look historically at fighters who, Roy Jones Jr. for example, he went all the way up from light heavyweight to heavyweight, went back down to lightweight, was never the same. Antonio Tarver was a light heavyweight, went to film Rocky Balboa. It's mad. And then come back down to light heavyweight to defend his belts, was never the same. I think he lost. Did Glenn Johnson beat him? I forget now. Someone beat him. That can happen a lot. You try and get back to him, but it's not like he's going from heavyweight back to super middleweight or light heavyweight. He's only going down one division. And he does live the life.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
Super fight.
But if it's like you say it is,
super fight.
A super fight, which I don't deny it. Definitely. Like,
Question.
That's a legend for sure. And Canelo, we could arguably say he's already a legend. He's already a legend.
Yeah, I'd say he's, I'd say he's now.
So it's definitely a super fight. If the money's right, Andre Wood always said he'll come back. And I'm thinking, my man, I don't look at it as a 50-50 fight. My man got this in the bag. I got Andre Wood.
No, look, I'll probably make Andre Wood favourite, but you know what it is? It's probably
Canelo don't got the feet to go with Andre Wood.
It's probably, you know what it probably is, in my opinion? He's probably the best boxer, even though there was fighting at the same time, but not a lot. He's probably the best boxer when he's active in the world, as in Andre Wood. When he's active.
What era? Because I still got float above him.
No, I'm not. All right. Anything above welterweight, okay? So Andre Ward against the biggest name in boxing, Canelo. That's a super fight. The biggest name, who is talented. He's a light heavyweight champion. Was it for a belt? The light heavyweight, wasn't it?
No, he got more than one belt. He took all of Kovalev's belt, I think.
So what I'm saying is that is a huge super fight. So you've got the best. You know, one of the best super middleweights of all champions of all time, is in Andre Ward against the multiple weight superstar in Canelo. That's a huge fight. And you know, you need those sort of fights that captures the casuals.
Gotcha.
Because that's interesting. And you got, Canelo was started light middleweight, went up 4-weight champion, I think, against the pound for pound, one of the best super middleweight, one of the best fighters of the last 10, 20 years. That's interesting. I don't think, other than that, that, you know what? Pacquiao could easily drop down to 140. Easily, because he's 147, but really he eats up to make the weight. He eats up. He says he does. He eats up.
He could, but does he have a super fight there?
No, I don't think he has a super fight there. Where he does have a super fight is the weight below 140.
No, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about who?
You imagine that. At this stage, I do think Lomachenko beats Pacquiao. But what I'm saying is Pacquiao, Lomachenko is a super fight.
You're right. That's a super fight.
The original Philippine Typhoon, one of the best fighters of all time. Pacquiao is legendary, one of the best fighters have ever lived, against the Matrix. That is, that's a super fight. Yeah, everyone loves it. Yeah.
I kind of like that. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't really want to see Pacquiao get his career ended by Errol Spence. Errol Spence will finish Pacquiao's career.
Most people, Pacquiao's my all-time favourite fighter. But just as a fan, I'll be like, can he still? I mean, look, everyone will pick Lomachenko, of course. Well, I understand why at this stage, I do. But then you're still going to have that. Now, hear me out.
Don't know if Loma can do that to Pac. If Loma do that to Pacquiao, it'll be even more impressive to me than what Mayweather did. Because all these boxing, it was born we didn't get no actions. But the ones that really love the sport and just study the strategy, what Mayweather did to neutralize Pacquiao's movement was impressive.
Yeah.
Now you're telling me that the way I've seen Loma fight, he's going to be able to run circles around Pacquiao with all these angles?
A prime
That's
Pacquiao.
I don't believe he can, but if he does, if Loma was to fight Pacquiao and win easy, he will shoot from number 4 to number 1 in my pound for pound.
Well, don't wrong. I mean, a prime Pacquiao, that's different, complete different fight.
No, I'm talking about even doing that to the Pacquiao now. I don't believe he can.
Yeah.
It depends, though. If Pacquiao already fought Errol Spence, that's different. It got to be now. It got to be the Pacquiao that just beat Thurman.
Yeah.
That's my viewpoint.
No,
but
that's a good point.
Like you just said, the state of boxing right now, I like it. There's a lot of talent. A lot of talent. We should get more fights, and it's really the heavyweight class, apart from Fury and Wilder, it's the heavyweight class that makes boxing look like now everybody's fighting each other. The welterweights has really come on the last couple of years fighting each other, and hopefully people start fighting Canelo. I got my boy Caleb Plant being Canelo, by the way.
Oh, you keep going on about Caleb Plant, didn't you?
Yeah, that's my guy. I got to give him a shout out. I got him being Canelo.
Well, mate, I think that'll about do us for this week.
Yeah.
We'll do another one next week, covering different
Same
topics.
time next week?
Same time next week, mate. But thank you very much for your time. Appreciate you talking.
No problem. I appreciate it. Thank you, and I felt honored to get invited to your podcast, and I like your platform. Keep going.
No problem. Jason Patterson, thank you for talking to the Mpgymbox podcast. Thank you. See you later, mate.
No problem, Coach. You have a good one.